Alright, howdy everyone. With everything being delayed, I thought I'd begin going through my backlog. Thanks to Game Pass, the revamped PlayStation Plus, and all the other games laying around on my shelf, I have a ton to get through. So the next game I'd play is that little indie RPG developed by Toby Fox, Undertale. Originally, I skipped out on it in 2015, and as the years went by, it became one of those games I avoided due to it seeming overhyped. I thought it wouldn't live up to everyone's praises. Well, I saw it on Game Pass, so I was like, f it. It's time to play the game with that song that was played for the Pope a while back. So the world. It's full of humans, but there is also an underground world full of monsters. I wake up there, walk around, and meet Flowey. Howdy, Flowey. Flowey teaches me the combat system and... well, f this guy. I get saved by Toriel, who tells me to follow her. Nah, I don't trust this bitch. I'm turning back. Oh shit, I can't. Guess I have no choice. So she teaches me the basics of the world of Undertale. I killed a dummy. Turned out that dummy wasn't meant for combat. At one point, she makes me walk down a long hallway for some reason. Eventually, she leaves me alone. I did some puzzles and killed a few enemies, including Mike Wazowski. I ran into Toriel again. She wants to keep me here at her house and adopt me as her own, but I'm like, nah, and I fight her. She lets me go, and I set off on my journey to take down Asgore, who is my key to getting back to the human world. First person I run into is Sans from Super Smash Brothers. Oh, okay, nah, I'm kidding, I'll stop. While he hides me from his brother Papyrus, he tells me a bunch of bad jokes. Okay, I kind of understand the hype. I love the dialogue. So I go for it. There are fights with dogs, and there are some nearly impossible puzzles. How the f do I solve this? Or this? Or this? I should also talk about the battles. I have the option to talk to or kill my enemies. At the start of my playthrough, I would try to use act to keep too much violence from happening. But as I went on, I was like, f it. Murder is okay. In video games, not in real life. Don't murder people in real life, that's kind of mean. I reached this little town, I stock up on some items, and now it's time to finally fight Papyrus. But then I realized something. Undertale is a game that is known for its music. So where the hell is the music? After a bit of Googling, apparently there is this bug where the music just won't play. That's pretty messed up. I eventually got it working after restarting the game. I played it on PC through Game Pass, if that means anything. Does that happen with any other version of Undertale? Well, after a few tries, I defeat and spare Papyrus because he seems like a cool guy. I grab some dinner with Sans and continue on with my journey. And soon enough, I'm chased by Undyne this night, and holy sh**, she's going all Mr. X on my ass. I also run into this thing, who happens to be a huge simp for the night. And that's followed by Undyne continuing to try and kill me. A fight with this dummy leads to me getting saved by a ghost who hangs out at this nearby empty town. While here, I could do a snail race. I felt like SpongeBob in that one episode. After going through this maze, we finally have a proper fight. And she kicks my ass a couple times. I would always attempt to flee, but it would be long until she would catch up. Eventually, she chases me to the Hotlands. She begins to become exhausted from the heat, and hey, a water cooler. Oh damn, my water evaporated. Wait, was I supposed to give it to her to, you know, save her? Oh my bad. For the next area in the game, I run into Alphys and my next enemy, Metaton, a robot that just wants to entertain. It's forcing me to participate in a game show. It was pretty easy considering Alphys is low-key giving me all the answers. And later on, Alphys gives me a phone which won't stop blowing up with notifications. I kinda know what that's like in real life. I get scam calls all the time.
Hi, this is Leah with the police center.
Go get fisted! I go through the Hotland, and I gotta mention that I love the variety of enemy types throughout the game. Like a Sunderplane. This shit is so funny and I don't know why. I run into Metaton again, who forces me into a cooking show where a major ingredient is my soul. Oh, that's sweet. But you, I don't want to give you my soul. Metaton, you're not just wrong, you're stupid. And you're ugly, just like your mom. If you got that reference, I love you. Fortunately, Alphys comes in and is like, vegans don't like human souls, so we gotta try a different ingredient. But I have to use a jetpack to reach it. It really wasn't that hard. After that, I fight my way through the Hotlands some more. I run into a shirtless knight. Awesome. I reached the third encounter with Metaton, and I gotta disarm some bombs. As I make my way out, I encounter this spider, and the music disappears again. What the f***? After rebooting the game again and getting my ass kicked a few more times, I finally kill her. I'm almost to the end of this area. Mettaton attempts to kill me one more time, but fails horribly. I reach this nice hotel building place thing where I have another meal with Sans and grab some healing items. So now it's time to reach the next area, the core. After slaying more enemies, I get to defeat Mettaton once and for all. I flip a switch on its back to kill it, but it turns out the robot is pulling a "this isn't even my final form. This is my final form. Bootleg Michael Jackson." So my new goal is to get the ratings up. I can do this by trying to please or piss off the audience, getting in hits, and taking certain healing items. At one point, I went back to get rid of all the junk food in my party and replace them all with clam burgers, because I love burgers. After a couple attempts, Mettaton is spared and I move on to the end game. It's simply a long walk through this gray city, with a pit stop at Toriel's house from the beginning. Random enemies will stop me to tell Asgore's backstory and how he doesn't really want to kill me but simply has to. Of course, this is all followed by that Sans encounter. This is the point where for me, Undertale went from a good game to a great game. The iconic skeleton with that blue hoodie reveals that the way I played the game is actually a reflection of who I am. The fact that I stopped giving a crap about sparing enemies partway through my adventure showed my slow descent to detaching myself from people. Personally, that revelation hit home a little bit. So now I'm on my way to kill the out of Asgore, and he decimates me on the first try. I spend the next hour and a half doing everything to level up. I stock up on burgers, I run around the entire overworld to find enemies to kill. It led to constant and grindy backtracking. I do wish my character would just walk faster. After leveling up as much as I can, I attempt to fight Asgore once more. After another 45 minutes of dying, he's finally defeated. But suddenly, this little Flowey returns and my game shuts down. I reboot the game and find that Flowey has become this. The boss fight is hectic, and whenever I die, my game closes. I really like the quirkiness of Undertale. It's really charming, but having to open up the game after every death was just unnecessary. So I finally defeat this prick and stomp the living hell out of it. So that is Undertale by Toby Fox. I enjoyed it overall. It gets super challenging and unpredictable at times. For the most part, I found it to be a really charming and quirky RPG. Oh, and it turns out there is a bit of replay value too. I can start over and do a pacifist route where you kill no one, and there is a genocide route in which you must murder everyone and everything in your path. I might do other playthroughs in the future, but I got other games to play. Like Omori. I just found out it was on Game Pass. I didn't know that. I guess it would be a good follow-up to this game. Well, ultimately, I guess Undertale's not leaving my backlog then. Oh crap, I just made clickbait.